Hello, welcome to Advanced Income Tax Problems. I'm sure y'all are so excited. Um, I see a mistake on my syllabus right off the bat. But anyway, most of y'all might know me. I am Dr. Huff. You are more than welcome, as I've said many times before, to call me Dr. Huff or Mrs. Huff or Kendra, whatever you're most comfortable with. The mistake that I just noticed is I don't think we have this prerequisite anymore. So you don't have to have had Accounting 4308. I will fix that and repost it up in Blackboard. Um, so I do teach on campus, as most of us do. This class, as you know, is purely online. But should you want to come by, here are my office hours and my room number. So I'm in room 239, the College of Business. It's upstairs, kind of across from the elevator, more or less. All right. My classes that I teach on campus are all day Tuesday, Thursdays. So you'll notice my office hours that are face to face are on Tuesday, Thursdays. I will probably get there a little before 9, just kind of depends. I don't have class until 11. I think I have class from 11 to 12:15, and then 2 to 3:30, then 3:30 to 4:30, and 4:30 to 5:30. So you can also catch me in and around those classes. And then once VITA starts in February, I will also be in the building probably until 7 o'clock on Tuesdays, at least anyway. All right, on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm also happy to meet with you. We can set up an appointment. We can Zoom. I've FaceTime people before, whatever you would like, to do. We can figure something out. All right, so never be afraid to come by and visit me or make an appointment to Zoom in. I'm always happy to visit with you. All right, my cell number is right here. I actually prefer this number to my office number. I would text, if you're going to call, I would text first because I'm getting so many spam phone calls. I don't know if y'all are getting those, but they're very annoying. And I probably will not answer it if I don't recognize the number. So text me first, and then I will call you, or I'll know that you're calling, whatever the case may be. And then also email. Here's my work email. I check in on a regular basis, of course. Usually, we try to promise to check within 24 hours and respond within 24 hours. Normally, mine's going to be like within an hour or two, if even that long. All right, and then you have all the basic stuff that's in all the College of Business syllabi, and the mission statement, the vision statement for the College of Business, MST specific learning goals. In this class, we address goals 2, 3, and 5. So in part 2, it's, of course, information about tax returns and making decisions and things of that nature, tax strategies, things like that. Number 3, ethical is probably the biggest part that we'll do as in number 3 in this particular class. And then 5 has to do with tax issues and a little bit of research and writing the memos and things like that. Okay. All right. So we're going to be looking at, I don't know if y'all had Accounting 4308. Once again, this is changing. We're taking out that prerequisite. I don't know if y'all had Accounting 4308, but if you did, you already did some corporations and a little bit of partnerships and things of that nature. All right, in this class, we're going to go cover corporations again, but in a little bit more depth and with a little bit more research involved. All right, so we're going to look at different types of business structures. In this class, we'll look at C corporations, S corporations, and then talk a little bit about nonprofit type organizations. All right, you're going to prepare some basic corporation and S corporation tax returns. We'll use an Intuit tax package to do that. And then you do have some research tax problems that you have to write little memos up and submit and things like that. All right. You do need the Southwestern Federal Taxation book. You can get it online. That's fine by me. I don't really care. You do have to have the access code. It is a Cengage book. I know that other professors also use Cengage. So hopefully Cengage still does, I'm not sure if it's Cengage Plus, maybe is what they call it, but you pay one price and you can get a number of books for that one price, which I think is a nice feature. Hopefully they still offer that. You probably use this book with Dr. Rivera as well if you already had the graduate level partnership class. I'm not sure if it's a 2023 version. You need the most up-to-date version for the class. So double check that. All right, so three main areas for your grade. You're going to have a midterm and a final. That's 30% of your grade. Research questions and memos. Those are 40% of your grade. And then a couple of tax returns that are 30% of your grade. So don't want to skip out on anything really because it will affect your grade. All right, we also do the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program on campus. I don't have it embedded into your grade in any way, shape, or form. We typically do that for the undergrad classes, but I have not done it for the graduate classes because many of y'all work full-time and are not on campus. And while we can do online returns, a lot of people don't really want to do that. However, you most certainly can if you would like. So if you want to volunteer your time, let me know and we'll get you set up for that. All right, it's Dr. Scalen and myself that run this. So some of y'all may have done it before. All right, attendance, I basically, there's no set attendance. It's a pure online class and it's asynchronous, which means classes that, you do it whenever you want to do it. We don't meet at any certain times. However, I will look at Blackboard to see when you last accessed the class. All right, all the assignments have a deadline. Those of y'all that have had me know that I'm relatively flexible. For me, the deadlines are more so that you don't get behind. Okay, if something comes up and you can't get something done on time, just let me know so that I can make a note of it and I, won't be pushing you to try to get it in. All right, there are, two exams, a midterm and a final. Those also have dates that we'll see. Software, you will use, of course, the Cengage software. We'll be using a tax program, but that's online as well. And then you need Word and Excel. If you do not have Word and Excel, of course, you can access it through Microsoft Office 365. All right, as you scroll down, this is all the stuff that goes along with the College of Business syllabi. We do have, the writing center in the library. If you would like to use it, you most certainly can, but I do not require it. At least not for the graduate class. All right, so here is our 8-week schedule. 8 weeks goes by pretty fast, and I'll just have you know that this 8th week really is only about 3 days. It's not really a week. So in chapter 1, or in week 1, I just have chapter 1 set up for that week, just so you can kind of get started and get going. You can certainly work ahead. All right, most of the stuff is already posted and ready to go, so you can work ahead. All right, in week 2, we'll be doing chapter 3 and 4, 5 and 6 in chapters 5 and 6 in week 3, chapters 7 and 8 in week 4. Then in week 5, you have your midterm, and you'll also start S corporations. All right, notice we have 2 weeks of just one chapter, which is kind of nice. So there's S corporations, and then a chapter that talks about the different forms of doing business. All right, then in week 7, there's taxes in the financial statement. So this will get into like deferred taxes and things of that nature, as well as exempt entities. And at the very end, week 5 or week 8, which I said was, just really a couple of days, I just kind of left open for the final and to finish up any of the tax returns or research memos that you had not been able to get done yet. Okay, so there's a syllabus, and I will make those changes I mentioned before I post it in Blackboard, or repost it. I think I already posted it. Okay, speaking of Blackboard, all right, let's go over here to Blackboard. All right, this is the homepage. This video will be here. You'll see that. Here's the course key for the course. All right, in Cengage, I already also emailed this to you, so you should already have this, and maybe you've already gone into Cengage. It opened up today, which is Monday. All right, then the course info is over here under course content. All right, so you have a folder for each week. All right, I'll go up to this here in a second, but let's look at a week. Every week is set up basically the same. So you've got the week objectives, and then you'll have a folder for each chapter. And then each chapter, you'll find the PowerPoint that goes with the book. There'll be some videos, and then there's a link to Cengage. It doesn't take you directly to the homework. It just takes you to Cengage where you can log in, and then the due date for that homework. Most of these days are Sundays, I believe. Okay. Let's look at chapter 2 or week 2. All right. So notice there's a couple, a good number of objectives, but it's because we do 2 chapters. So I would kind of read through these. They can maybe be collapsed into fewer, but excuse that. But I just took these, out of the book. That's what we're doing. All right. So there are lecture videos for each chapter. I started to make my own videos, but then I found this guy that has a site on YouTube, and he does CPA exam oriented videos that basically match our our books, okay, and what we're doing. So instead of going through and remaking all these videos, I have provided the links to his videos, okay? So this is how he basically does all his videos. His writing's not great, I'm sorry. He does have some commercials built in, but he does a lot of lectures exactly like, I would do. So I didn't really see a point in totally um, redoing all these videos. Now, if you don't understand something in his videos, or when you're doing the homework, you don't get something, please let me know, and I will gladly do a video on the question, talk to you about it, zoom in with you, whatever the case may be. Okay. But there are numerous videos per chapter. Most of them are, one's 8 minutes, 8.5 minutes. This one is a little bit longer. It's 19 minutes. I don't know that any of them are longer than 20 minutes. All right. If you're trying to watch one and the link doesn't work, please let me know. I had to go through and redo all these links this semester because they had all gone bad for whatever reason. All right. So every week is like that. All right, you've got the link over here to Cengage. Cengage is already set up and ready to go. If you haven't gone in yet, all right, you're going to see mine, so it's, going to look a little different than what you see. All right, it's Advanced Income Tax Problem Spring of 2024. And the midterm and the final are not in here yet, but all the homeworks are. So if you go to assignments, all the chapter homeworks are in there. You are free to get going on that whenever you like. I'm sorry, chapter 6 is up here. I don't know why. I cannot get it to reorder. It's driving me insane, but it is what it is. All right. So over here, they have like the due dates. So they just kind of go along through the semester. All right. I think they're Fridays. And then the last couple chapters are due at the end of the 8 weeks, basically. And the midterm and the final will pop up here as well. Right, back to Blackboard. Is it not going to let me go back to Blackboard? Dang it. All right, so the other folder that you'll see is this tax returns and research assignments. I will be adding to this. It's not completely finalized yet, but you can get started on the tax returns if you like. Well, actually you can. I've got to send you a link. But anyway, there are tax returns that are in the book. Okay, I also scanned it and posted it. And then this is the one I did, so you can just kind of double check and see if yours looks similar. I do grade more based on completion, not necessarily that you got it 100% correct, but you do need to basically go through the whole thing. All right. Like I said, it's using Intuit. We have access to it through the book. I do need to email y'all like links or invitations to my firm so that you can then log in and do the client's returns. All right. There is a video that walks through and shows you how to do it. All right. Same for the 1120S. When you save them, make sure, all right, we use ProConnect is what we use. And make sure that when you do it, it'll pop up with the client name and then add your name to it. All right, or your first initial and last name, so I know who did what. It's not going to let you save returns, a million returns with the same name. So that's why you're adding your name to the end of it. All right, so we have 2 returns at the moment that you have to do, and a couple of research problems already posted here. Notice this one is due 128. There's also a video for it to help you. This one is just logging into the IRS website and kind of clicking around and seeing what type of data is available for you to use for research purposes. This one is just pulling up how many income tax returns are filed as C corporations, S corporations, partnerships, and other flow-through entities. Okay? And then you're going to create a graph with it. If you have any questions with this, be sure and get with me. These are major components of your grade, and if you don't do well on them, it's going to affect your grade. Okay? This one is more of just a little bit of a memo, so you're going to kind of, I see a typo, I hate that. You're going to kind of research the question and write up a memo with the conclusion. All right, and it needs to be a well thought out memo, several paragraphs, not just one sentence. You're not going to get full credit for one sentence. Okay? But I will add more here. We're going to have a little more of these throughout the semester. So be looking for those. All right, that really is about it. Let me know if you have any questions. And like I said, if I've had you in class, you know that I have no problem accepting text messages. I'm always happy to help. Please feel free to come by, email me, text me. Like I said, we can Zoom if you need help with something. No worries. All right, y'all have a great day. Stay warm. And the 8 weeks going to go by fast, so don't delay in getting started. Later.